Hey guys, it's Sarah with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we have a review and install of the Rugged Ridge Armis hard folding tonneau cover fitting your 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator models. This is perfect for the Gladiator owner who's looking for a tri-fold style hard tonneau cover for their truck and wants a low profile option that folds all the way up to the back window. This hard tri-fold tonneau cover features a low profile design that locks in every position and folds all the way up to your back window for the most versatility and room for larger cargo. It is constructed from durable and lightweight aluminum panels and frame with a nice gloss black textured powder coat finish. It also features buckle and straps as well as support braces to secure it in the open position. This tonneau cover will protect your bed from the elements thanks to that weather stripping all around the outside. And because it is a hard cover, will protect from theft as well, locking with that tailgate for added security. Now to operate this tonneau cover, start by dropping the tailgate. From there, you'll see a cable underneath here. Go ahead and pull it to release each of the clamps on either side. You'll have to release it at each panel. Now you can leave it in this position, in which case make sure you attach the buckles at each side. And you can also fold it up one more position. Release the cable again. It'll stay right about here. From there, there's two support braces will clip on. Then to fold it back out, repeat all of those steps in reverse. And of course, close your tailgate. And as far as price goes, this tonneau cover comes in at around $1,200, which is on the higher end price-wise when compared to other options. And for your money, you are getting a hard tri-fold style cover with a low profile appearance that folds all the way up to the back window for the most versatility when you're hauling cargo. And as far as the install goes, I'm giving this one a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It does feature a direct bolt-up installation, but will require some minor trimming of the plastic to access that rear bracket area. All in all, it can be done within 1 hour. So with that said, let's check out the install. For this install, we used a Phillips head screwdriver, ratcheting 10mm wrench, 10 and 11mm sockets, and a ratchet. All right, so the first step in our install, we're gonna grab one of these L brackets and get it bolted up near the bulkhead of your truck. Now these are side specific, so make sure you have the proper side. We're on the driver's side, so we're working with the left bracket, should be labeled right in the center there. First thing we're gonna do is find this tab and line it up with this opening in the bed. And at the same time, also line up this threaded hole all the way to the outside. Grab one of your M6 bolts and get it threaded in. And once you have that threaded in, you can grab a 10mm socket and tighten it down. All right, at this point, we're gonna install the bracket towards the back of your bed. Now, if you're wondering, we have 2 threaded holes already exposed on the bed of our truck. Now, if you can't see these 2 threaded holes, it's covered by plastic. You do need to trim this back. Luckily, there is an indent here, and all you need to do is grab a razor knife, follow that indent and pull that piece of plastic out, and you'll see the 2 threaded holes behind it. Once you've trimmed that plastic out, you can grab your bracket and measure it up to those 2 threaded holes in this configuration. You're gonna take each of your M6 hardware and thread it in to those holes. Now with our 10mm socket, we're actually gonna snug these up and not tighten them down all the way so we can adjust this when we have our rail go into the top 2 holes. And now with both brackets in place, you can grab your rail and set it in front of the bracket up front and right on top of the bracket in the rear. Now these are side specific, so you wanna make sure you're grabbing the proper side rail. You'll know because the port for the drain tube will be up front. So go ahead and get it lined up and then we'll get it bolted down. Now we're gonna start with the bracket at the front. You can see these two openings here in the rail. What you're gonna do is thread one of your M6 bolts through the rail and into the bracket. There should be a threaded nut on the back side of the bracket. Make sure you put both bolts in. There should be two threaded holes. Then with your 10mm socket, tighten it down. Now, while we're up here, we're also gonna install this drain tube. Go ahead and line it up over that port on the rail and twist it in place. Once it's securely on that port, you can go ahead and route this however you like. There is one opening in the bed right behind this cleat. I think it's a nice area, but again, you can route this wherever you like as long as it's going out of the bed. Now this may be a little bit hard to see, but we're at the back of the rail at the rear bracket. We're gonna get these two studs lined up through this bracket and install the hardware. Make sure those studs are both poking through the bracket. If not, just move the rail until they both line up, and you can also move this bracket as well. Next up, you're going to thread two of these flange nuts over top of the studs. And once you have them started, grab an 11mm socket and tighten them down. Once those two are tight, you also want to snug up these two bolts that we left loose earlier. Grab a 10mm ratcheting wrench and tighten these down. And make sure you repeat all of those steps on the other side. And now that you have that driver's side rail installed, make sure you repeat all of those steps to install your passenger side rail. Once you've done that, you can grab your cover. You may want a friend for this step because it is a little bit on the heavy side. Go ahead and set it in place. Make sure you leave some room for this piece up front. And it should click in once you get it lined up. All right, now that we have our cover in place, we can install the housings for your buckle and strap. It's gonna go right in these two holes on the top portion of your cover. Go ahead and get it lined up. Make sure the opening is facing towards your cover. And then flip up this panel. Then once you fold this portion of the cover up, you can see the two holes on the back side. Grab the Phillips head hardware and get it threaded in. Once you have them both threaded in, grab a shorter Phillips head screwdriver. We'll go ahead and tighten them down. Now, one more thing while we have this cover folded up, we also need to install these clamps. You'll see a channel just below those two Phillips that we installed, and there's an opening here right by the weather stripping. Now this stud on the bottom here slides right in this opening. It also has a square post right above it. Make sure that square lines up nicely. And then you can slide it into your cover. We'll shut this panel and go underneath to attach it. Now we're underneath our cover and we're gonna get this clamp installed. Make sure this tab back here is in this channel, lined up nicely, and we're gonna line up this opening with the rail that we've installed previously. It should click in place nicely, and then all you have to do is twist this knob to tighten it down. And now that you have your driver's side clamp installed, make sure you repeat that process to install the buckle housing and the clamp on this side as well. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and fold out your cover. You'll notice it should click in place at each panel. And then go ahead and shut your tailgate. All right, so that is gonna do it for the review and install of this tonneau cover. And remember, for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.